Hello everyone, welcome to Ultramordern Innovations, a place where we make your life easier by solving your day-to-day problems using digital solutions. Hello everyone, my name is Maponga. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Ultramordern Ennovations, a place where we solve your day-to-day problems using online solutions. So I was born in a family of 3. I have a big brother and a younger sister. I grew up in Tunisia. So growing up, my mother used to carry me to the marketplace from a very tender age. So from there, that's when I was being exposed to a lot of buying and selling from that point. So what happens at that point, my mother used to tell me, you know son, I am selling these visits and stuff, but I want you to go to school and have good grades and have a good job so that you make more money, more than what I'm making right now. So at that point I bought into the idea. I went to primary school. I went to St. Mary's Primary School in Tunisia. Then I went to St. Mary's Secondary School for my O levels, and then I went to Singeza 1 High for my A levels. After that, I went to Harare Institute of Technology, where I studied chemical engineering. So during the course of the learning, like when I was doing part 1, I was introduced to entrepreneurial books by a friend of mine who was called Kundai. So what he did, he just introduced me to books like Rich Dad Poor Dad, and then there was another book which was called Richest Man in Babylon. So I started reading those books. So in reading those books, that's when I changed my mind. I changed my whole philosophy, my whole thinking about the education system, and also about how to make more money, which is a better way of making money more than getting a job, rising through the corporate ladder. So I had to, after reading those books, I was now influenced like on how to be an entrepreneur. So when I was now in part 3, when I wanted to go for internship, my internship delayed a bit. So because I was reading a lot of entrepreneurial books, so I thought of some stuff to do before I get enrolled, like before I get a place of internship. So I talked to my younger sister. My younger sister has an interest in baking. So we started by baking small cakes. I told her, you can bake some cakes and I can go to the local shops and talk to the shop owners so that they can give us some place to sell our small cakes. So that was the smallest business that we started with. So when we started selling those cakes, we sold the cakes until to a point that we have enough money for us to do other things. So we wanted to grow the business from selling cakes. So I thought of an idea of what to do next. So there was a friend of mine who was fabricating some cheap fryers and food caravans. So I talked to him and he gave us an opportunity, and I gave him a little money that we had, so he gave us a cheap fryer. So after we bought a cheap fryer, I couldn't use it at that time because finally I found an attachment in my shoulder there. Then after the attachment, came back to school. Things were a bit tough. Like my parents couldn't give me enough money to feed myself at the university. Life at university, how it is. So my friend, the guy who was into fabricating cheap fryers, started making sausages. So I used to take sausages from him, and then I used to resell them at our boarding house where I used to stay. That's how I started making a little bit of some money from that point. And then after my college, like after part 4, I took the chip fryer that we bought prior to my finishing of my degree. So what we did was I went to Zingeza 5 corner shops. That's where we started selling chips. So we sold those chips for a couple of months until a certain time whereby the price was now a bit higher. It was no longer profitable. The price of cooking oil was getting higher. The price of liquefied petroleum gas, the gas that we used as energy for making the chips, was now going higher and higher. So we stopped the chip fry thing. And then after doing the frying of chips, I was now looking for an opportunity. What next to do as someone who wants to venture into entrepreneurship. So after the chip frying business, I went through ups and downs, starting this and this for a whole lot of time. Like I was learning on how to do business through different projects. So later on, fast forward, I was told, or I was invited to a young entrepreneurs. It was called Young Entrepreneurs Summit. So I went there. In my heart, I was saying, no, I have to find some connection somewhere to the 2 guests who were coming at that summit. So after the summit was done, after we learned from the summit, I went to one of the guests who was there, who is Mr. Billions or Mr. Wanamari, and talked to him. I asked him a couple of questions like about mentorship. So do you do some mentorship programs and stuff? Because I wanted someone who would mentor me in terms of business. So after talking to him, he gave us his number. So like the day after the summit, I contacted him on WhatsApp. So I thought these rich guys, they don't respond. That was my thinking. So I contacted him on WhatsApp. I say I got your number from the summit, and he said, oh, it's okay. Then I told him about my business idea. So my business idea started as a university online newspaper. That was the thing. So I introduced him to the business, and then he arranged for me a meeting so that we could discuss the idea. So after discussing the idea, we reduced the idea down to 2 sections, whereby students, university, our market was university students. So we reduced the idea to where students will find internships on the platform and also find investors if they have a couple of business ideas that they think they will thrive through this economy. So that was the birth of Ultramordern Innovation. Ultramordern Innovation is a place where we make your life easier by solving your day-to-day problems using digital solution. So our vision is to be the leading company in solving problems using the digital solutions. And then our mission statement is to provide highly professional and creative design and web services to companies and individuals. So by the way of things that we do in Ultramordern Innovation, right now we have a project that we're doing, and the project is called Click and Link. And what it does is it's an opportunity like for university students to get linked to the companies in Zimbabwe for their internship. And also it's an opportunity to showcase the businesses that are being carried out in various universities in Zimbabwe. some of the challenges that I'm facing as an entrepreneur is lack of financial resources. So that's where venture capitalists come into place. I have partnered with Wanamari, and Wanamari is helping me on the financial part, because as a young entrepreneur you need resources, and also as a startup you need money, because some of the times you make a lot of mistakes, or some of the times you'll be making a lot of assumptions and you want to prove those assumptions. So in proving those assumptions, there's money that you lose during that course of time. Another challenge that I face as an entrepreneur is on recruiting. When you want to recruit the best people in the industry that will help you uplift your business, we cannot hire people who have more experience just because we don't have the financial muscle to keep them. And also, so what we do is, what I do as a young entrepreneur is to hire interns, and then I will take them through our vision, and then they will help us to keep the company afloat, to move our vision forward. So to the upcoming entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs like myself, I encourage them to write down the vision of their life, more like a mission statement of your life. That who do you want to become? Who do you want to be? If you want to control your life, then you are supposed to have a mission statement of your life. And that mission statement will help you in the kind of books that you read, the type of friends that you are going to have, the kind of food that you eat, even the kind of health, the lifestyle that you do is going to be according to that vision or mission statement that you write down. And then number 2, I encourage the young entrepreneurs to have mentors. Mentors are key, just because if you have mentors, we are not going to go through the whole lot of mistakes that they went through. Somebody said only a fool learns from his mistakes. So if you want to avoid a lot of mistakes, you have to have a mentor that will guide you through this journey of entrepreneurship. So as a company, right now we have a project that you are doing, and that project is called Click and Link. So Click and Link, our motto is just a click away from your link. The link that we are talking about is either a link for attachment or internships, and again a link for an investor. Like on this platform, you can have a mentor, you can get access to mentors, you can get access to investors if you are a university student with a brilliant idea that will change our nation. And then on the side of online recruitment platform, there's a platform there, like that's the Click and Link thing. There's a part whereby companies are able to recruit the best of their students on that same platform, which is called Click and Link.